Hey guys, gossip and reactions when real estate. Cost of living in 2023 is so bad. This TikToker says she makes nearly $100,000 a year, but claims she was better off in 2012 earning minimum wage. 3 simple ways deflate your budget. Most people would think spending 11 years climbing the ladder in your career would afford you some breathing room in your budget, but many young professionals are finding that's simply not the case. Recently, TikTok user Sam at Sams.breezie received over 627,000 views on TikTok, where she claims she had more disposable income in 2012 working a minimum wage job than she does now, making nearly $100,000. The cost of living in a 2023 is so bad that I am pretty sure I actually was better off financially in 2012, says the British Columbia based TikToker. In a video, she mentions she pays $1,650 in rent now compared to just $350 in 2012. I don't know where that place was, but that was really cheap. And with student loans and a car to pay for, she says she has barely any money left over, whereas back in 2012, she was able to go out for dinner and go shopping. Things change. Commenters overwhelmingly echo her sentiment. Went from $36,000 a year at the start of the COVID to $80,000 a year. One commenter says, I am in the exact same financial position. Sure, inflation changes the value of the dollar, but is it really that significant? In this case, the data seems to indicate that while prices have gone up, it's not exactly that dramatic across the board. Regardless, Americans feel stressed over their finances. It is hard to find savings on three major living expenses that have been thrown by the inflation the past year. Here, Sam was right on the money. 2023 has food price that would astound our 2012 shelves. The Consumer Price Index CPI for food has increased 3.7% this year as of September, according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. With ground beef up 20%, orange juice costing $10 a gallon, and Hershey's planning to raise chocolate bar prices, it's no wonder that 60% of Americans say they are struggling to some degree to comfortably afford groceries, according to a 2023 report from research company Attest. But savvy shoppers have options to save. Couponing, food splitting, and bulk buying are just some of the same methods you can use to find a little breathing room in your food budget. Housing expenses. Finally, Boomer and Gen Z can agree on something. Nobody can afford rent. This year has seen the shelter CPI rise by 7.2%, and it's hurting both age groups. The number of older adults experiencing homelessness has increased at a rate not seen since the Great Depression. Meanwhile, wage stagnation and high inflation has kept a third of Gen Z living at home, according to a 2022 study by credit score platform Credit Karma. Even homeowners aren't entirely off the hook, as the Federal Reserve's interest rate increase have created a domino effect. For mortgage rates, many homeowners won't even sell their home now for fear of losing their fixed mortgage rate. Though you can't control the rent or mortgage rates, you can find other ways to trim your housing expenses. For example, if you aren't reviewed your home insurance policy in over 6 months, you might want to look around to see if you can get a better rate. You might also consider retiring out any extra space, whether that's your garage, an extra room, or even your pool. These days, between Airbnb and Swamply, it's easier than ever to make a little bit back from everything you put into your homes. Gas and energy. Right now, gas is sitting at $3.40 per gallon, lower than 2012's peak, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. Gas price aren't even as high as they were in 2022, but the BLS report that the gasoline index went up 2.1% in September after rocketing up 10.6% in August. In hurricane season, and increased crude oil price threaten the stability of price. So with winter locking around the corner, you may want to explore other ways to keep your energy/gas bill down. Figuring out your states of peak hours and finding draining devices can help you save a bunch. Driving less is another option to cut your gas bill, but that's not realistic for a lot of Americans. However, there are a few simple ways to slash this expense without having to get around. Finally, if you are feeling the crunch of living expenses right now, it might simply be helpful to understand you are not alone, and this is certainly a problem many households are struggling with, just as the nearly 1,300 commenters on Sam's TikTok. Again, we don't know what she spent the $100,000 on. We know she spent $1,650 on rent, and cut down. If your car is expensive, cut back a little, get something cheaper. You just want to go from point A to Z. You don't have to show off. Do what you gotta do. Subscribe. Thank you. Bye.